Interfaces is a project that will create a lot of new content, new music, new recordings, new performances, and we all know that for all the institutions involved, a lot of their value is in the content they produce. And Interfaces will attempt to sort of record this content and make it available to a wider public. And this is an incredible asset for all the organizations involved. But it's only an incredible asset if you know how to manage all this content that you've developed in the course of a project.
This is a 2-day workshop that deals with issues of broadcasting and archiving and copyright. We do this workshop in the framework of the Interfaces project, and the Interfaces project is a project that runs within the Creative Europe program. It is hosted by the Onassis Cultural Centre, Athens, and the first day is mostly devoted to archives and broadcasting, and the second day mostly devoted on copyright. And I understand that copyright is not necessarily the most pleasant or not necessarily the most obvious thing to everyone, but this is pretty much what makes the whole media industry run. What we're trying to do with this workshop, and this is a workshop that precisely targets the question of how you build new audiences, is to understand that there are multiple ways in which you can disseminate your content and you can produce value, monetary value or non-monetary value.
The title of my presentation was actually how to go from essence to assets, so to make sense out of an audiovisual archive. And I tackled subjects like how are you going to make value of the archive, how are you going to create impact with it, how do you go from maybe analog assets, audio tapes, digital audio cassettes, that kind of stuff, into a real and online platform.
The point of I guess the whole workshop is to try and ensure that archives aren't just an archive with no access, to try and think about how you take an archive and how you engage people predominantly online with the contents of that archive. We also talked about strategy, actually, as mainly publicly funded organisations. How do we think about value? Is value financial value or is value usage? And if it's usage, how you think about usage. Is that passive access or is that reusing content actively?
So I talked about the size of the market, how it's becoming more granular, more reachable by small broadcasters, how anyone can be a broadcaster now, and really looking at the opportunities that brings about.
So I was looking in this workshop at possibilities for the different kinds of uses of audiovisual archive, to try and encourage the audience to think of different ways of how they could use the content that they've got, but also some of the pitfalls and the dangers of when you're doing that.
Actually, interaction with people was quite good. They were really enthusiastic about the subject. We've put them on the right track, and that we have provided them with some kind of inspiration and with some starting points to take home.
Μιλήσαμε πάρα πολύ για την έννοια του αρχείου και κυρίως το πώς μεταβάλλεται από κάτι το οποίο είναι κλειστό. Ο περισσότερος κόσμος το έχει συνδέσει με κάτι πολύ σκονισμένο και αρχαίο μέσα σε κλειστούς τοίχους. Πώς λοιπόν υπάρχει αυτή η μετάβαση από αυτή την έννοια του κλειστού αρχείου σε κάτι το οποίο είναι ανοιχτό, προσβάσιμο σε όλους. Αυτό που θα κρατήσω από το σημερινό εργαστήριο είναι το πώς η έννοια της αξίας στην ουσία ενισχύεται μέσα από τη χρήση. Δηλαδή, όσο πιο πολύ χρησιμοποιείς το αρχείο, προκειμένου το αρχείο, τόσο πιο πολύ αξία προσλαμβάνει.
I find it very interesting to share my concern with other people from other disciplines, or even we are mainly in the same domain, but it's always good to exchange, and we don't have so many occasions to meet each other face to face and to discuss things and to try to build some collaborations.
We're all working on a project. We're going to have an Interfaces website. On this website, we're definitely going to have an archive because there's so much culture being produced. So how's the best way to put this together? And we're learning the elements or the challenges that we have to keep in mind to do that. And then we, as a group of 9 partners, will need to investigate it further and come up to the best solutions.